The games are about to begin. You're watching Butler Esports.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We're here for the last game of the evening, and it is going to be an absolute banger, and it's going to be on a map that we haven't got to see yet today, so I'm super excited for it. I'm still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner, my co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. What you think, Whiskey?
Looking forward to the final map of the evening here on day one of the Butler Fall Break LAN. And what a pair we've got here. Miami taking on Lebanon Valley, LVC. And we talked a lot about that LVC game versus Purdue in that double OT victory for them. So now they played one game off stream. Now they get to play the final back on stream. And they are certainly fighting for one of the top seeds here. This is also a Group D game. So here's the question of which one is it going to be? We're going to see LVC beat up on Miami. They were struggling a little bit earlier in this tournament, but looking to make this comeback here. And the map, my friend, Bank. You and I talked about it several hours ago, that it seems like that would be the appropriate map to close this thing out on, because lots of teams end up leaving Bank as the decider. And it's one of my favorite maps, personal favorite, and finishing out the night with, I think, covering every single map in the competitive map pool on stream today.
Yeah, absolute W. Bank is huge. Bank is great. And Bank is going to be Mira free as the bands go through. Both shield ops taken down as Monty and Blitz going to be taken off the board. Followed up with the Azami taking out that static warfare, that trench warfare that only Azami can do with the setting up of the site and all those cheeky peeky angles that you just can't find a way to deal with. So they're going to take her off the board, and then Mira to follow, right? Mira huge for kind of some of those, well, I mean, for sure, basement, right? Huge on the making sure that you can't come in through that server area and that it's protected. And sometimes we've even seen it set up where they're watching the rappel in with the mirrors inside a janitor as well. So, I mean, not going to be the case today. Instead, we're going to start it out with basement. We're going to start it out with a basement hold, and we're going to lean into some of that slowdown, right? And no surprises here. Bank is not a map that I like seeing Clash being played on Bank, because there's a couple of those critical push points that you have to try and take. And basement, it's one of them. If you can hold the server area without somebody being able to get in and plant, it's absolutely huge. This is one of the maps that I actually like to see Clash played on. We're going to see it first on here in the basement.
The setup downstairs in the basement here is interesting, though, from this LVC squad, right? You talked about Clash playing downstairs. She's in the server room trying to prevent anyone from pushing into dirt, maybe get a little bit of protection from above if they go for hatch and open, or if they're able to claim a little bit of push down from the blue stairs. She's sort of got all of that area covered. Now, the interesting thing, though, was that they had opened up the walls downstairs in the space between server and the site. So you had no reinforcements there. It looked like Clash had used the shoddy and opened up all of those walls. So with that being soft and being a little bit more difficult to make the push in, boy, that was interesting. A single footprint by itself on the stairs.
Just one.
That
Hop down.
had to have been a glitch.
Yeah, potentially. Or maybe somebody's robotic leg. I don't know.
I like the roam clear, though, of the Jackal, right? We saw one Jackal ban, admittedly very surprising to see the Jackal ban in place, but Phantom going to go ahead and bring out Jackal from Miami here, getting this thing set up, and it has been a relatively slow start. Minute and a half into this round, no real action and no damage done. Still seeing this attacking team start to work on getting things cleared up and open. And look at that, blue stairs wide open and free. No smoke, no deployable, no warden holding on to that section. They're relying on the Clash downstairs and server to hold that entire area. Hopefully LVC knows what they're doing.
Yeah, no kidding, because they still have to deal with the Cade Claws to be able to open up those hatches. And do we even have EMPs to do it? No, we don't. So the main one's going to stay closed. That main lobby hatch going to stay closed. So instead, going to be a little bit of that potential
Oh.
hatch play inside the vault, but it's going to be a rotate round as Yin Candelas start to come in. There's the C4 that goes down, and they're going to make the drop for it, looking for anything that's going to stop them from pushing in. The Clash there going to be part of that. Takes a shot down, and he is going to find it absolutely huge. Couple of kills ring through as Mr. Davis going to take Phantom off the board and just trade Sig now into a 3v2. That is going to be, oh my lord, Plexios going to take Bajo off the board, and now it's all going to be on the shoulders of E-Phantom. Cabana.
Phantom and E-Phantom playing against each other, and no way, it looked like he shot Clash in the leg. She's going to survive it. 15 seconds left. But Dog takes one, able to hold on with that revolver to finish off Hibana there as they made the push down. Really a great run there from this LVC team. They did know what they were doing. They're able to hold on to that first defensive round, and they're going to win basement. Going to send us up to the Teller's Archives, which that I'm a little bit surprised about. That is certainly, I think, considered the fourth site in the rotation between the 2F and the first floor open as the alternatives.
Well, one of the things that we've talked about Bank before, and you heard us talk about it on Cafe, there's a few maps that have a couple of solved sites, right? And the 2F on Bank can be one of those, right? Almost absolutely, you're going to see some Aussie repels or some sort of repel off the main windows. Almost absolutely, you're going to see a dedication to holding that stock, to holding on to vending, to holding on to that elevator for the Monty push-up spiral stairs. I mean, there's like just a few ways that this map can actually play out. So avoid it, right? Maybe it's the comfort one. Maybe you're saving it for last, but I don't mind this. It's a high risk, high reward situation. If LVC pulls off the Archives Teller hold on their secondary site, they're heroes. If they don't, everybody goes, yeah, of course they're not going to, right? So it's a real hero or zero play, and I like that they're attempting something and trying to throw it off here.
Yeah, potentially it could be a little bit of an ego check here versus this Miami team, right? We talked about the fact that LVC, more of the favorite, right? They took down that Purdue team that was looking fantastic. They had been unbeaten in their first four maps before they met with LVC. So, Miami, a little bit of the underdog, and an ego check here from LVC to say, yeah, we're going to beat you even on what is considered probably the more difficult defensive hold site, and to your point, makes the opportunity for the next couple defensive rounds even better. But look at this, what a jump down. That was awfully risky, right into the waiting arms. Yeah, Lobster survived that engagement, but losing so much HP, just jumping down in front of the window, I'm not sure that was necessary.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then Wamai going to take a bunch of damage as they get reduced down to 13 HP and sussed out on the Jackal, so he's going to get a live ping out. They know that he is sitting down in that basement main area. But at this point, right, yet again, we're still kind of seeing the same sort of thing. It's this slower little bit of a push. Sledge going to find his life forfeit as Frost going to take him off the board. Now puts the body balance and the man advantage into LVC, as it's a low health scenario, but they maintain at least more bodies on the board.
That's right, holding on. We've seen both of these rounds so far develop rather slowly from an execute perspective, right? We're seeing a minute in here, still 4 stacked, and the attacking team not moving with a ton of urgency. I feel like we talked about that so far in both of these attacking rounds for Miami, that little bit of a lack of urgency, which creates anxiety and just chaos towards the end of the round. And it doesn't feel like they've got enough intel to be dangerous against this LVC team. So like you said, maybe that's just like you said, an ego check, taking some extra chances. Plexios and Davis, Mr. Davis again gonna find another, and they shut down this Miami team flawlessly on round 2.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so it pays out. It's the hero move, and it absolutely worked. Completely thrown off. Didn't have a way to counter it, and that's going to find LVC with 2 in a row. Now, this is a defensive site or map, right? So we expect this. We expect the primary and the secondary to fall into the favor of LVC. The first real test going to be the Tersh site, but they did it in a little bit of a different. I mean, they did it in a different style, right? We're going to see another first floor site. They're just going to totally leave 2F alone for now and maybe bring it up in the second to the last round.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's a solved site, if you think about it that way, LBC playing as as a superior team on a defensive map, that's a site that they certainly can hold. Even not having the mirror, which is typically a great piece of backup utility for a defense to hold that secondary, that 2F site, still seems like that's the better one to choose. So again, they're going with the tertiary maybe, or just favoring those first floor sites in these 3-4 maps where you get to play the vertical, you get to play the complete up and down.
Yeah, and look at that. Sentry going to be on the board. That's going to be a fun one, right? They've got doubling up on the utility, so you get to bring a lot of stuff to the table that you wouldn't normally get to have on both things on one operator. So oh, can't quite see what it is, of course, that she brought to the table, but when the cards come back up, we'll definitely do that. So we're looking at Ace here as he's starting to open up that E3 wall to put some pressure on whoever's going to be holding up inside of that 2F, and it's going to be a heavy hold, right? Sentry, Valkyrie, and Castle all up there to make sure that you can't take that vertical. And then couple that with the Fenrir, who's going to slow down any sort of push that comes inside. I imagine going to be sitting atop of that, close to the E-box area, and one on the window. There's
The
the
run out, Plexios, no way, gets a double. Are you kidding me?
Gets a double and no C4 to stop him from doing so either. They are going to get the kill, but it came at a huge cost. Lobster going to take Plexios off the board, but the damage has been done. He's 6-1, mind you. We're only in round 3, folks.
Yeah, taking a look at who was the top frag for LVC in that Purdue game. Yeah, Plexios, one of the top there. Clearly one of the guys to follow here as that sort of a fragger as a part of this team. But the double run out, it certainly seemed like he should not have been able to get the Zofia as well after taking down Dokubi. Maybe you lose one, but generally it's traded out. To lose 2 in that exchange was unfortunate here for Miami.
Yeah,
I was going to talk about, as you were describing, walking through some of the operators, I thought bringing the IQ, bringing the Bravo were good counters to the intel that LVC had brought, or, to the utility that LVC had brought out on the defensive side, right? Steal the Valkyrie cams, steal those Fenrir traps, right? Use the IQ to identify where all those were, so you can be very surgical in your application of the clutch drones. But it doesn't appear that they were really able to take advantage of that. She doesn't have any of the clutches left, and yeah, we see Baho take down Spapdog, but it's a 2v3. Still feels like it's a very late round execute here getting set up by the Miami team. You got Brava in square, conference room, and now everybody upstairs on this 2F site, and they've got to make the push down, and right now it doesn't feel like they've got the assets in place.
Yep, Emporium going to take one off the board. That is going to be the Bravo gone, so whatever devices she got is going to stay. A couple of pre-fires. It's a triple kill for Lobster, who's on pace for the quad piece now as he takes Mr. Davis off the board. A couple of long shots, but it's going to... Oh, my Lord.
No way.
You saw the Matrix. Yeah, let's do it. Break out the barbecue sauce for that 4-piece. Lobster going absolutely crazy as he wins the round for his team.
Okay, individual effort there from Lobster, coming in strong. Going to take down that first floor office site. So, yeah, they won on what I think that the unexpected Archives Tellers site, and then lose the more expected office open. So that's, for sure an interesting turn of events. But it was close. It came down to the 2v1 in the end. And I think Valkyrie took a little bit of an extra risk there, taking some shots, reloading, not necessarily knowing where that second attacker was, to be able to take her down in the midst of that reload animation. So now at least Miami's got one, not going to get shut out, and try and find a way to make this work. Back to the basement. So we saw basement back on round 1, and LVC took it rather convincingly. This time, though, they're not going to have on the defensive side the clash to back it up. So they're going to go maybe a little bit more of a standard hold, the combination of the Pro Strat Goyo, the Cade to try and block off those hatches, and then the smoke playing maybe in the blue hallway or denying the plant downstairs on that server door.
Yeah, but the big play here, it's the extension up top. It's Castle. They're going to open up some of those hatches, give himself a way back down, and he is just going to play life, right? He's going to try to take up as much time as he can, and that's the big deal. So the pace setter up top, this is a multi-floor layered hold here, right? So Warden and Castle, make sure that you can't take that vertical, and then you got the area denial of Goyle and Smoke in there to make sure that you can't just come right into sight. This is a defense that is meant to slow you down and punish you for trying to make that push in quickly, and we'll see if it pays off here.
Bringing along the Hibana, right? Using her to try and get the hatches open. To me, the interesting thing is no real. I guess they do have the impact EMPs on Dokkaebi and on Graham, but feels like a ton of utility to have to try and bring to just work on getting those hatches open. You know, we'll see whether or not that combination of operators pays out, but oh man, I thought we were going to see a little bit of a trigger discipline scenario here from LVC holding on and not moving, and as that hatch gets blasted open right above Castle's head there in the elevators.
That's right. And so as the first half of this round is ticked down, we start to see that all 5 members are still alive. No engagement, no damage done, which means this last half is going to be an absolute bloodbath when they start to make the push in. A couple of flashes ringing out, but Warden is there just in case. And still have all 3 smokes, still have to contend with the Goyos. And there's no Twitch on the board to get those off. So it's going to be a shot. And if it gets 20 more seconds, they're going to hold this out with Goyos alone.
Yep. That's what it feels like, a very common theme here, right? I'm sure Yali would be talking about this as part of the analyst at the end. The rounds developing very slowly for this Miami attack team, and it honestly feels like it's too slow, right? They're not getting the execute set up quickly enough to be able to put pressure on this team, and LVC has been playing very good today, and I don't think they can afford to take this kind of time.
Oh, what a shot as Emporium's going to find it again. Is going to take the Nomad off the board. I'm pretty sure he got that same kill on him last time. Now taking Phantom, and RCPT to not being able to buy a kill. Now Lobster, though, he's going to be the hero of the round as he does find one. He's going to find a second as he now moves into that 7 and 2. Call him a 3-piece. He's looking for another 4. And just like that, it's all on the defense yet again. Plexius, though, not to be denied. Now all of a sudden, he can get the kill. He can just push up and take it. And there it is. Plexios, he's going to win that round off the back of a triple. 2 rounds in the row where individual heroics have shined through to win the round. And Evil Lobster almost did it again. We almost saw 8 kills in 2 rounds by Mr. Lobster.
We did get to see 7,
Jesus.
which is an incredible 2-round kill count for a single player. Definitely, that's an incredible pace. Can he hold that up? Can he keep his team alive using those heroics? Maybe he can. And I would love to see it. We love seeing the individual heroics game. We couldn't stop saying Ion's name enough when he pulled off that incredible 30 bomb game earlier today. Would love to see another kind of game happen like that. Plexios 9-1-1 on the LVC side, and Lobster 8-3-1 on the Miami side. Those 2 guys are keeping both of these teams in it, but right now LVC coming up just a little bit more, and it really feels like off the back of Miami struggling to get an execute happening with enough time in place to be able to get that plant down, clear some space. So I would love to see them, try and get this thing together a little bit quicker starting on round 5.
Yeah, absolutely. So, going to take it back to Archives and Tellers. And at first, I'm thinking, man, this is a mistake, right? This is not the move. But the thing is to hold Archives and Tellers, you have to set up on the second floor like you would be holding the site up there. So if you're going to be doing that anyways, why not put it in a site that might make it a little bit more difficult? I have changed my mind mid-cast. I actually love this play.
I'm definitely surprised still that LVC's not choosing to play that 2F site. To me, this is a great defensive team. I think they certainly could hold it, right? You're taking a little bit of a risk on the Archives Teller site. To me, that seems a bit unnecessary, right? You saw the run out. We know that they're not afraid to put pressure on the repelling windows, and you're taking advantage of Miami struggling to get something together. Now, maybe that's why they're going for the first floor site, is because if you're having a team that's struggling to get an execute together with enough time in place, they're still working on clearing 2F before even making the push down into 1. That could be enough to try and slow them down.
Yep, and so Ying Candel's going to go off as the smoke is trapped in that Wamai disc. Minute and 40 as they start to push in to take this 2F area, and that is going to be Ying pushing into the stock. The only one actually in sight currently at a minute and 30 left.
That seemed like a bit of a waste of utility, right? They had the drone go in after, burned a smoke and 2 Candelas on a player that wasn't even in a stock. Unfortunate there. Now we did see Mr. Davis walk across that open canto hole in the wall, but Plexios is going to get another, taking down Muncha again. 0-5, really struggling to get something happening, but finally E Phantom taking down Plexios is going to stop that right as he gets to the double digits there on round 5.
That's right, and that's going to be E Phantom's first kill of the game. Ying trying to still get active with 2 Candelas left in the pocket. That is going to be a 4v3 now as the last 50 seconds starts to ring out. Going to have to deal with this castle barricade the old-fashioned
just walked
way.
in the front door and is knocking down the castle barricade with less than 40 seconds left in the round. That's what I'm talking about, man. That does not feel like they're using their time wisely.
That's true. So 30 seconds, and you still have to deal with the... nope, C4 is off the board, so Pole's going to be able to just probably try to play for gunfire here, and that's Cantella's starting to ring in. The Grim is going to go down, but they're going to get the kill onto Emporium as Castle finds his life forfeit. That's 2 down. Not again.
Okay.
Not again are they going to do this. Both Grim and Ace get down, but they're going to find the kill on the Sapdog. And Jesus, it's a 1v1 yet again with 3 seconds left. Plant's starting to go down. This is going to be the same situation. He's going to be able to walk up and get this kill. He's planting. Run, fool. If he loses this, he's going to feel real bad about that. He had a chance to stop it, and he is going to lose it. Phantom going to find his first kill off the back of a plant. What was he walking for? Maybe didn't know that the other 2 players were down. That has to be it. He's going to watch that VOD back and be a little bit sad.
Yeah, I think you're right. Not realizing or not having the intel that you had both of the other operators downed rather than supporting or holding the cross plant. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's proceeding with caution instead of running recklessly. We would have trashed him for being reckless. But that's like Yali said earlier. We've got the wall hacks in place. Legal wall hacks here.
That's true.
Part of the Observer. So now we get to see another first floor site. Boy, LVC apparently is absolutely allergic to 2F on bank.
Yeah, they must have got PTSD from some team mopping them up on it or something. Otherwise, why don't you play 2F? Right, I like the Archives Teller call, and it almost made the W for him yet again. But now, to go back to the open area site when you failed it so miserably, this feels like a miss, right? And if Miami takes a win here and ties us up 3-3 going to the back end of the half where they get to play their defense, man, I don't know if that was the right call.
Yeah, I mean, back on round 3, we got to see the office, the open area office, office and staff played, and that was a Miami win, right? They've won 2 on attack. They've already hit their quota, this defensive-sided map. I felt like we were walking into this after those first 2 rounds thinking LVC was really going to clean up here. Okay, maybe they take a first-floor site, and LVC comes back and wins in the basement, and we're talking again about how strong this team is. And then Miami comes back and wins another. They've met the quota, and what feels like put LVC a little bit on the back foot, so slowing down a bit, and they're going to have to do it on attack to finish this map out. So Miami is looking better than we thought. Now, still, I would love to see them try and get some of these executes in place significantly faster than what they had been showing. because that feels like that's a bit of a confidence move, a little bit of boost for this team. But, I'm also not going to fault them for it as much as I was. Right now, they're showing up to this game.
That's the dang truth. Okay, last round of the first half of the last map here. And looking to try to look at some of that utility here as the cards are left a little bit down. See what kind of candelas and stuff are going to be left as they're making that push in. It's 1:23, and man, they're spending that utility.
Yeah, minute 15 now, stacked 5 apiece, right? So plenty of operators, plenty of gadgets in place, still available. But there's the first one. Plexios gonna get another. He's running the Vigil Boss G and gets one, and it's continuing to be a menace here as part of this LVC defense.
That's right. Okay, a couple of shots ringing through, and that's why the Boss G can be a little bit tough sometimes. Not going to be able to find that kill, and so he's going to have to resort to the secondary to try and still hold on to the second floor. Everybody else moved down to that first as they start to put the pinch on, and that is going to be ePhantom going to take Plexios down as he's going to find another kill for this round, putting us into 20 seconds left on the board in a 4-4. No C4, I believe. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe Sentry has one. There it is. No, both C4 is going to be gone, and still leading up to that bulletproof. And there's the trades. Holy cow! A 3 ring through. Give Mr. Davis a double and do it quickly. He's going to close out that round.
Well, okay. As we started out that round, it was looking like LVC was maybe struggling or was starting to sing a little bit of the Miami praises, and then they fall apart in the last few seconds of the first half there. So now we get to see Miami. They took their 2 on attack, got the standard split. They get their opportunity to defend bank. And even though that one felt really, really strong round for LVC, early on, it was at least looking like something that Miami could pull off. Here's the question, though. How are they going to try and make it happen? There's no Mira, which I think makes it a little bit more difficult unless you're a very strong defending team to hold down this basement site. And they picked an interesting set of ops. They did bring along the Jaeger, and I feel like we really have not seen very much Jaeger in competitive play. Teams certainly favoring the Wamai as part of the projectile deny. It's a whole lot of Y. But also, I know you were going to bring it up, man. Bajo bringing out the Doc. Is this one of those positions where he makes sense to be, bringing along all that extra health, supporting the rest of this team?
Yeah, it can make sense, but you need a castle to help back that up, right? You need something that's going to help the Doc be able to maintain, because there's so many avenues of attack for this first floor that unless your gun skill is on point and your aim labs has paid off today, you're going to just find yourself losing your life with no sort of gadget or utility or lives being spent on the other side of it. So yes, I like it. It's good. Instead, he's going to move all the way back down into sight. So they're going to kind of rely on just the Warden on the blue stairs and instead bunker all the way back down.
I like the Warden blue stairs hold. Interesting they choose to run the MPX. I think normally when you see one of those strongholds on the blue stairs, you're opting for the shotgun because there's not a lot of room to move around as an attacker, right? So you just take that shotgun, fire it up the stairs. You got a good chance of hitting one of the attackers as they try and make that push down. You got to be a little bit more accurate with that MPX and put yourself in a bit more danger to try and hold on. Trying to take down that railing there. He's still got one piece of it in place. And yeah, you can see that blue outline holding on to the blue stairs, laying down prone, waiting for the opportunity.
5 alls, we hit 130. And start to see him take into that first floor area. They've taken all of that real estate now, knowing that everybody's rotated back down to site. So now, time to apply some of that pressure from the vertical, right? What does Pengu say? You don't want to walk down the stairs, my friend.
That's right. The most difficult and dangerous way to traverse floors in the game of Rainbow Six Siege. On the stairs, you need the hatches open. You need those alternative entry points because cause the defense to have to look in multiple locations. Plus, you can be significantly quicker dropping those hatches versus trying to walk yourself down the stairs, especially Marble, where you got such a good peek from the B bomb chassis looking at those stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So 49, and it's going to be it again. It's going to be Trade City population. All of us, as we're going to be watching this one, it's going to get hectic and it's going to be furious. And there's the Dokkaebi as they're starting to suss out where these last few defenders are at, getting ready for their drop. Emporium going to take Phantom off the board, and that's going to be the Capitao getting those smokes out, or the fires out. Now the smokes as they're just going to drop in, and they're going to start to get for it. Right? That's exactly what you need. Candelas, Dokkaebis, Grims, the
No
smokes,
way.
the fire.
No way.
Lobster to take one, Evil to take one. Now Dog gonna get taken off the board. It's a post-plant scenario in this 3v3. Now, if Doc can stem these two back up to a full health scenario, he's worth it. If he can't, he's worthless, right? Unless he wins that round. It is gonna be Warden taken off the board, so it's a low health scenario here for Malusi and Doc. Doc goes down. No, Doc is not the right call. He stems himself back up, of course. Maybe he gets one, brings it back. He's going to be the last alive. It's a tough situation in 1v2. He's only got just about 5 seconds left to start this plant. That's going to be the Dokkaebi going down as he finds himself in a 1v1. He's got to stick it here. Grim's going to have to make this kill. And there it is.
Boy, he put the work in at trying to find it, but good vertical coverage here from the attacking team. They got that diffuser down. I can't believe they were able to get that plant down, but an incredible utility dump through that hatch, which allowed the Thermite to get down, get the plant down, make that work. That's LVC going up 5. And all right, I was starting to be a Miami fan right at the end of round 5 there as we rolled into 6, but LVC is showing up and showing why they belong at the top of their group after taking down Purdue, like we said, in that absolute 15-round banger that the other casters got to cover. So now had a drop, unfortunately, right? Hey, you know what? It wouldn't be live Siege without some live problems. So yeah, another one happening, but no rehost. This is just a temporary pause, my friend. We're gonna get that 5th back in the lobby.
That's right. Hakuna Matata. We're here. It's the last game. We're fighting for it. It's a 5-2. All the pressure going to be put onto Miami, and it's an attack win. That's the tough part, right? Comes right out the gate. It gets us one closer to that coveted match point scenario. So, Miami's sweating right now. They have got to come up with a couple rounds in a row to make this a viable comeback, because LVC one more on a match point, and then 4 in a row that you have to be perfect for when you lost 2 in a row on your side to do it. Doesn't seem like it's a very viable strategy.
And LVC can start taking some crazy chances, which certainly can make the game interesting and make it a lot of fun, but it can make it dangerous for Miami, right? You can take chances, and a lot of those times the chances don't pay off. But if they do, you end up in those flawless. You end up with some of those crazy plays, right? Run outs, jump outs, taking those extra chances. I love seeing that kind of Siege play out. But when you're up by that many rounds, you can afford to do that. Maybe the Amaru, maybe the Rush kind of play. Like, I love seeing that. So if LVC can take one here, that's certainly what I expect as they make that push for that final win, especially because round differential, they're trying to crush this Miami team as quickly as possible to gain the most points.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, we're back in it. He is back in the lobby, one away from that coveted match point scenario. LVC trying to get close to closing this up. And they're going to, on the other side of it, Miami going to bring the Doc back out. Okay, well, I mean, he started to have some success. He didn't quite do his job on the Malusi or the Warden, but he did stim himself. So there's some typical Doc play. Bring out the Cap Can as well. Start making them guess, right? We talked about this earlier. You either bring this out in the late round or you bring it out especially early in your defensive path because you're not looking for it, right? And what does that do? That as soon as that first one goes off, or that first one, as you said, gets spotted, it slows you down. It's a pace setter. And when we've been seeing, I mean, we're still having 5 on each side of this team alive in the last 50 seconds of the game. If you're rushing in and you don't know about a potential cap can trap that's hidden down inside, it's going to be a Bob's your uncle, and you might even get 2 of them out of it.
That's right. Watching this thing develop, and it's a real top-down clear here from this LVC team, right? They're starting upstairs on 2F, setting up a very similar procedure in how they're planning on opening this. Gonna check this time though. From the Miami side on the defense, you've got the Warden playing at top blue behind a deployable. Now the question is, we can see that that Capcan playing over in electrical, but I'm not 100% sure they droned him. That drone went down into the open area, a staff. But I don't know if they saw exactly where Capcan was playing. Yeah, the Dokkaebi comes out, they hear it, but boy, he's right up against that wall. They could have thought that that maybe that was the staff area.
Yeah, it's my favorite spot to sit on bank, right? I get a knife kill there every time I play it in ranked, at least once. So maybe that's what we're looking for, right? A little bit of that late round shenanigans, the flank option that will really just be devastating, especially if they're making that server push, and especially if that server hatch is open, right? You come in from E-Box, take a couple of shots of C4, bada boom, bada bing, you're winning that round.
Well, they for sure know that you've got the Warden playing at top blue and working on working on trying to clear him off. And if they spend a significant amount of time working on that, and you got some trigger discipline from Capcan sitting there waiting, like you said, it huge flank opportunity here from Miami, and that could be preying on LVC's confidence level. And yeah, 5v3 is a much different way to play it.
Yeah, and so it is going to be a Capcan trap that is going to do some damage on
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's what it was on the Thermite as well, but he does go down, leaving both of them in a very low health scenario. But yet again, 45 seconds, and we're sitting 5-all. The first trade going to come out as Capcan and Grim get taken off the board together. Puts us into a 4-4 for 36 seconds, waiting for the potential on the rotate, but he's got some Jaegers there. It's going to be a swing, and that's going to be Thermite taken off the board. Now puts us into a 4v3, 27 seconds left. Defense just got to hold this one out as they start rotating back down to site.
That was an unfortunate shot taken up the stairs and giving away his position. Now I'm not quite sure what Phantom was doing there, running out into the garage.
And there's a knife kill. 6 seconds left, and that's going to be a defensive win as the Vector from Lobster rings out and secures that round for his team. And that gets us a little bit closer. 5-3. You know, it seems a little bit more doable. 2 kills or 2 round wins away from potentially tying it back up. That feels a little bit more winnable if you're a Miami fan.
That round definitely felt chaotic, right? So we were, didn't see exactly how the whole Capcan electrical thing sort of fell apart. It looked like it should have been an easy opportunity with the engagement playing on the Warden, and then losing the fight to Warden on the stairs with the hatch drop. That was that felt a little bit uncharacteristically chaotic there from the LVC attack. And even though Miami, didn't play it or didn't find a way to really to have that flank happen with the Capcan, maybe both of those downs on the Ying and the Thermite was exactly what they needed. Enough health taken off to shut down that attack. So yeah, you said it. 3-5, only 2 rounds away from tying it up. So that's a completely different story than that 6-2 match point where LVC could just run over whatever they wanted to do in this case.
Yeah, that's right. It's either going to be 2 to tie it or 2 to win it. And that's potentially what we're looking at here. And on the side of the defense, going to see a little bit of that same action, right? Really leaning into that dock play. And this time, we're going to see some Claymores out, right? No jump out shenanigans to be had. And they're instant, right? They just had that buff come through to where you touch that line and it's a goodbye. So still can kill one on the drop down, but you're almost essentially dead at the end for sure.
We do still see teams take advantage and try and get 1 or 2 kills on that jump out. It is still successful for a team that does a great job of managing that, but I don't think it has as much value this time around. So the Flora is coming out, going to work on clearing some of this utility upstairs. In addition to, look at that, the Twitch drone up. Yep, able to clear the mute jammer and, boy, pieces of utility. Look at that. That was a great toss getting the drone upstairs with full view of that E3 protection area that the defense normally holds on to really well.
That's right. And they're going to lean back into Capcan, but he's going to find his life forfeit as the body balance is going to stay in the hands of LVC here. Sending a couple Flores drones, right? Trying to do a little bit of that controlled chaos, and that's going to be Phantom to take Emporium down.
Wow.
And that's going to be the equalizer. Now, he's got the bead to somebody sitting inside of that elevator, and they're going to send in some fire, but it's not going to be quite enough to force him out and into an engagement. So he knows he's still there. There's the swing. Just about finds himself one, but crosses to the other side instead. He's got the double that he's got to work off here.
Well, I think swinging Plexios was a bad idea there. At 14-5-1, he is hitting his shots and has been basically all evening, right? We talked about him being an important part of that Purdue win, and he's going to just go ahead and get another 2.
Jesus. Making it an even triple. He's just going to walk in, click heads. Pro strat, folks. If you didn't know, all you got to do is shoot him in the face.
Was that a 3 or a 4 for him?
I think that was a 3, wasn't it?
Man, yeah.
It was at least 3. We can say that.
It was at least a 3. LVC taking round 9, and now match points 15-5-2 for Plexios. Lobster sitting at the 11-6. I mean, he's right there. He's trying to keep this team in it, but the rest of Miami needs to step up and hold on. It's been a bit of a back and forth, but LVC is coming up with wins when they need them, and they only need one more to shut this game down. The final map of the evening here on stream.
That's right. Okay. So defense, they're going to take it up, and they're going to try their best with some of that castle extension and some of that fortifying in the way that only castle can do. Back it up with the breach denial of the bandit, a little bit of that intel, creating those opportunities with the Valkyrie, especially with, of course, that C4 in hand, and then back it up. They like the dock. They're going to run it.
They love the dock. That's what I'm seeing here from this Miami team. They absolutely love it. I'm not so sure that that's a good call, but we're not. I don't have a good feeling of whether or not all of the players are going to stay in the lobby. That's what I don't know if I've got a good feeling on. That is going to be a rehost as we were starting round 10, as Plexios, unfortunately, is the first to drop out of the server. And holy cow, whatever good luck that we had rolling into the end of the day here on day 1 of the Butler Fall Break LAN has completely dried up, my friend. You know what? And we used it all up, all the good luck early. And we're here to make sure that the universe balances itself out.
That's right. We're the great equalizer, folks. Okay, we're going to get ourselves a quick lobby rehost. You know the deal. You know the vibes, and you know the routine. Sit back, relax, because when we come back, it's going to be the stunning conclusion to the very last map. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up? Welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. Rehost done data. Sayonara, see you later. We're in it, and it is down to the wire. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter. This is the Reverend Whiskey Run. Oh. And we're here on a match point scenario.
He's actually a reverend. I know he says that all the time, but it's actually true. It's not true for me. I'm just here having some fun. We are here on round 10.
That's right. And be careful or I'll marry you. I got the power.
Oh, they're on different sides. Okay. LVC, I definitely had a score of 3-6.
I also had that same score. I think we got a round wrong.
You know what? I know we said it earlier, but I want to let the universe know that I was joking. Right, when I said that we were trying to go for the LAN record for most number of rehosts, that was like an actual joke. I was kidding, not serious. The problem is sometimes my humor comes across as a little too dry.
That's true.
Sort of like a dad joke, you know. But like universe, I was kidding, bro. Like We're not going for the record. This is the last rehost. It is it. It's done. We've entered Sunday already. Prod's got to be back here in 6 hours.
Did you just bro the universe?
I did.
Okay.
It deserves it, man.
That's the state we're in. That's the state we're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Whiskey Run, bro the universe.
It deserved it.
Okay, 6-3. That's what we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
It is a match point scenario. We've got to see Miami be perfect for 3 in a row. Not such a tough feat on bank, right?
On defense.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a completely plausible situation, except for LVC has been firing on all cylinders. They seem to have an answer for exactly what Miami is bringing to the table. So now, does the rehost affect that? Maybe. Does the second rehost affect that? Maybe. Right? It's downtime. It's time for you to talk about it. It's time for you to potentially get wore down. I mean, heck, it's almost, what, is it 1 o'clock in the morning?
It is almost 1 in the morning Eastern Daylight Time here in the wonderful city of Indianapolis at the Butler Esports Park, which is a fantastic facility for sure. If you are still watching and looking for a location to host a LAN event, I got to tell you, and we've heard it from several people, that this is a fantastic facility for it, and happy to be a part of this LAN event so far. $4,000 around the line, so my guess is the players are happy to be a part of it as well.
Mm-hmm. Especially the ones that are sitting close to that top area. Yeah, they're looking at a good chance to potentially take some of that money home.
Mm-hmm.
And one team specifically looking for a potential on the three-peat.
That's right. We talked about Cal State Fullerton, and they have been on a roll, but so many great teams here. I know they talked about it. So many great teams. UMBC, St. Clair, Akron, Cincinnati. Like, when you talk about the top teams in the collegiate scene right now, the fact that most of them are here at the LAN is fantastic. It is a tremendous level of competition. So what we got to do first, though, is we got to close out today. We got to close out today so we can get that bracket going for tomorrow. And that means closing out this game, Miami versus LVC. So LVC was I believe the orange team, and Miami was the blue team originally. But you know what? Really, the important part is getting that round count right. LVC up 6-3. 6-3 here in the score line to try and find out which one of these great teams it's going to be. And to me, I really feel like I think the pause helps LVC, right, as they're trying to put together attacking strats to deal with Miami's defense, right? If you're a team that has got themselves, right, you have defensive strats that are part of your standard playbook, right? You've probably got them printed out and brought here to the LAN, right? You're taking a look at it. So in that case, right, they know what the defense is doing. They know what they need to do. So I think this helps the attacking team to make adjustments based on what they saw from the standard strats that Miami was bringing out, right? Miami won in the basement, so that's really the big one that they got to work on. We're going up here on this 2F site to start off with, which is where we were when that unfortunate DC happened. So now here's the question. Did it work the way that we talked about it? About to find out. Miami gets themselves ready for round 10, my friend.
That's right. Round 10 and then do it again. Looking at the defense here, I'm going to kind of lean into that 2F standard that we see, right? This is like a very contemporary siege setup for Bank 2F location. Castle to really block off some of those key areas that you could get hit from those windows, specifically the double inside of sight, and of course facilitating some of those extension holds as well. Then you bring along the Valkyrie, who is of course going to create that opportunity through the intel bandit to hold it up. Doc for health, I guess, and Fenrir, of course, to stop that push from coming in.
I love the upside down repel attack on the 2F for Bank, right? That's a great a great place to make a push in. But this is an interesting hold, right? Muncha downstairs in the garage, holding the walk around the car. This is not typically something that that you might see a team drone out in a 2F kind of a scenario, but no way. That is the run out. Davis makes the jump out, and then, or no, who did the jump out there? It wasn't Davis got the kill because of the Claymore. But, we talked about LVC taking some chances. It looks like Miami was taking a page out of that playbook and taking the chance by going for the run out.
Yeah, and was that like a double run out?
I think he got 2 kills off the back of the run out and then died to the Claymore at the bottom.
But we're missing 2 on the defense, so somebody else died in that process as well. It was a quick one right out the gate. So, however it worked out, we find ourselves 3-3 with 1:27 left on the board.
Yeah, I mean, this may be one of the more quick rounds in terms of players going down. We had been talking consistently during this game that we had seen, both of these teams sort of develop the execute slowly, especially on the Miami side. So going for a little bit of extra run out, taking down some of these operators quickly, a little bit uncharacteristic. But now, Phantom going to take down Mr. Davis and LVC. So it's a 2v3, 1v3. We're not going to see the end of this map, I think, on Bank this round. I think we're going to get another one, my friend.
That's right. That's going to be Miami coming up with a defensive win there, and they did it on the 2F location. So what do we see next, right? They had to be perfect for 3. They find 1, 2 left to tie it back up and take us out of regulation.
So on round 7, we saw Miami play basement. LVC won it. 8, we saw them play basement again. Miami won it. So they answered back immediately. In this case, they played the 2F on round 9. LVC won it. 10, they played 2F again. Miami answers back and wins it. So we've seen this pattern of play a site, lose it, and then come back and win. You can't do that in this case because LVC is on match point. If you lose that first interaction, the game is over. No more opportunity. So what are they going to... I thought maybe we would see the first floor, but that would play into this potential of losing the site the first time and then trying to answer back. So going to go where they did win, basement. So Miami won the last time they played, back on round 8 in that 3-5 score line, and hoping they can have some of that same magic hold on here and prevent LVC from winning here in a 7-4 victory line, because that's a decent number of round count available. Miami trying to just even this thing up just a little bit more, and I like that combination of the Goyo and the Capcan coming out to try and hold on. No clash going to be played downstairs in the basement, though, to help facilitate that basement hold.
No, instead, you're going to see some dedicated roam, some investment into the up top, right? Capcan back in that open area, which we have seen before, where the Capcan traps went off to had some impact in the round. And then all the way up top was going to be the Doc. Now he's going to rotate back down to that first floor as well. I liked him up top by himself on the roam. I think that is potentially one of those situations where you're forced to go deal with that person because they can become such a menace on the back side of it. Instead, he's going to go down and help Capcan here on the first floor and try to hold it out. On the other side of it, it's the same thing we saw last time they dropped down, or that they went for this basement site. Utility dump extraordinaire in the operators that they brought to the table. So look to see that getting active again on the hatches for sure.
Yeah, and in terms of trying to deal with the hatches, there's no denial in place, no Cade being brought out. So the can openers that Ying and Capitao have both brought. Oh, he was getting ready to get the stem up, but he goes down. Bajo. Down in this case, but yeah, you've got the can openers in place, available here for this LVC team to get all of those hatches opened up. Not not as many flashes or smokes as they could have brought along.
Okay, so there's the equalizers that take Mr. Davis off the board there. Takes us into a 4-4, minute and 18 left on this potential for the last round here. Going to send the fire in onto the desk, take a couple of shots, and that's going to be...
Yes.
Take him off the board with a little bit of fire, a little bit of drama, and a little bit of flair. Now into a 4v3 as the attack side is up in the man advantage, but there's a strong hold here onto the stairs, and it is going to be Warden, and it is going to be a shotgun in his hand. So not necessarily the place we normally see that played at, as that is kind of towards that server stair area, that blue stair, but nonetheless going to be just as effective if somebody tries to make that solo push.
The danger here, though, is you're looking at this Miami hold, right? You've got vault, main stairs, vault entrance. They're leaving server and blue completely free, right? That's completely open. Plus, you have a thermite available to try and open up this hatch or to open up the wall, but they're just going to go ahead and drop the hatch. This seems like a huge mistake from the Miami team, just leaving it completely open. There's the plant going down. They had half of this map covered and really no presence over on the server side. Boy, that really felt like a mistake. And they're going to pop the Goyo. So, okay, they lose everybody downstairs, but that is the plant that went down. And you have got your top frag upstairs with the vertical. They're going to have to go hunt him down immediately and in the next 20 seconds to be able to shut this thing down.
That's right, and they're starting to make the push up here, looking towards that backside of it, and that's going to be, oh man.
Oh, he's
like
rotated
10 seconds
down.
Left, he's going to get the kill, as that's the triple kill. He's
No
going to take
way!
a second, a quad kill, on pace for the ace to end it all. What? He's going to do it! Ace to bring it home, baby! Holy cow! What are we watching?
We just watched, I mean, all right, it's saying round 3, but I'm pretty sure what we just watched was round 7 of this game between Miami and LVC, won on an ace from Plexios. We talked about him being the top frag, and what a way to close out a series. Holy cow, LVC. You guys showed up in a tremendous way. What a win. Great job from Miami for holding out as long as they did, but just shut down in the end by some incredible gameplay and good hold in a 1v4 scenario, holding on to the vertical, making the rotate down, completely shutting down that defensive team. That was a great end to a great day of Siege here at the Butler Fall Break LAN.
Yeah, absolutely. The question to be asked, Plex, who are you? The world wants to know. What a wonderful ace to end it out, and a wonderful way to end the day here at the Butler LAN. We've got more Siege coming at you tomorrow, but at this point, for us, it's late. For us, it's late for you. We've been here for 15 plus hours with the game that we love. We just want to say a truly heartfelt thank you to everybody that stuck around and hung out with us for this special cast, the Whiskey Boys' first LAN tournament ever. And we just want to say thank you so much to Butler for putting this on and for having us come be a part of it. And of course, all of the production, goats in the game, making sure that they bring you every single kill that they can. But for us, Whiskey, I think that's it. Right?
That's right, my friend. Big thanks to our other co-casters, Yali, Smoke, Botanic, for just participating and help spread the load out, and to be amongst such great casters here covering the LAN has been really a fantastic weekend for us, and hopefully for all of you watching and participating as part of the LAN. So you said it, man. That's the end. Tomorrow we're going to be bringing you the whole bracket, the single elimination bracket, to find out who is going to be taking home their share of that $4,000 prize pool. That's all starting tomorrow, games 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight. We're going to see those kick off. So just, holy cow, my friend, a few hours away from the start of that, because this one went so long.
That's right. Okay, folks, you know the vibes and you know the deal. We have, alas, reached the part of the evening where we must bid you adieu. So as the lights start to dim and the jukebox starts to sing closing time, as always, my friends, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Ayo.
Let's go.
Thank you for watching. For more updates, follow the Butler Esports socials at Butler Esports.